Go over the 3 steps that I took to really leave my 9 to 5 and go full time into my business, and a bonus tip that I highly recommend for everyone. So let's get into it. The first tip I recommend is saving 1 year of salary. Now, I know this might seem impossible for some of you, but it was what really made me feel comfortable to leave my 9 to 5. That way, I knew that if something happened to my business, or God forbid me, I knew that I would be covered for any emergencies and I would have that cash sitting in my bank account. So the things I did to actually save up that amount of money was I did it through a couple different ways. I stopped contributing to a lot of my retirement and investment accounts from my 9 to 5, and I started just putting all of that money into my cash reserve, my like basically my quit my job fund. And then I every all the money that I was making in my business, I poured that into that cash reserve too. So what that meant was that I was letting I started signing up for 0% APR credit cards. And this is very important, I had a debt payoff plan. I was very sure that I was like all the money that I would have used to pay off my credit cards, I started putting that into that cash reserve. And then I had a plan to pay off those 0% APR credit cards, so I wasn't being charged interest and I was safe, so I could still build up that cash reserve. So that's another thing. If you are going to use this kind of advanced credit card strategy, I definitely recommend feeling comfortable to do that. And what my end goal was having a 1 year salary reserve saved up for myself so that I felt okay to leave. That's the first thing I did. I definitely recommend for everyone to save up some cash before they leave into entrepreneurship. If you have been a business owner, you know that months can vary and you always want to protect yourself. So I made sure I had a 1 year buffer to really just go full time into my business. Two is I hired a mentor, and I always have had mentorship at every single stage of my business. And having a mentor really holds you accountable for what's going to happen. I knew when I was going to quit my job, I had a date set, and then I had always talked to my mentor about how I was going to continue making money, what we were going to do, and also understanding the nuances of like health insurance, where I was going to live, how much my expenses were, and really working closely with mentors to understand how my life would look like after I became a full-time entrepreneur. The last thing I definitely recommend, and enough people do not emphasize, is creating some kind of recurring revenue for yourself before you quit your 9 to 5. So I had ran my business for a couple years at this point, and I was making consistent income month by month. And it was actually matching my 9 to 5 salary. And that's why I felt comfortable leaving on top of having that cash reserve. So I highly, highly recommend to have a business that's making money before you leave your 9 to 5. I think so many times people think that they'll leave their 9 to 5 and suddenly they'll be inspired to do better in their business. A lot of those times it's not that your 9 to 5 is affecting the sales in your business, it's that you still need to learn the foundations of selling. And that's why I really recommend having monthly recurring revenue coming into your business before you even quit your job. And then the bonus tip I recommend is having a lot of faith in yourself. It is one of the scariest things you can do to leave your 9 to 5 and go into entrepreneurship full time. I had to do a lot of mindset work during this time to really believe that I was ready for this. And even though I had all the mentors, even though I had invested, even though I had that cash reserve sitting in front of me, I was still confronted with the fact of like, can I still do this? Is this really for me? Am I really going to take this risk? So it is going to be a lot of faith, right? It is the courage to really leave your 9 to 5 and make this kind of decision. So those were the 3 steps I took to leave my 9 to 5. I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next video.